Well, it was a good quarter. They had $6.8 billion in sales versus $4 billion, so it's up 70%. And they made $1.4 billion cash flow in the quarter before they spent on investing. So that means they're at an annualized rate of $5.5 billion of cash flow before they spend on investing. Company's now valued for $60 billion, so it's 11 or 12 times. That's not bad. And then in addition to that, they are growing at 50% a year. And I think that this year they did sales at $20 billion. We started in 2014, they were doing $3.7 billion, and this year is 20, and next year is 30. And I think that in 12 years, we think in 12 or 13 years, 2030, this could be $1 trillion company, could be. I think it's clear they're going to be a triple, they'll be 60 billion in 3 or 4 years, but they could be, this could be a real big company.
Do you have any anxiety that they will have cash flow problems? They obviously have a debt payment that's going to come this month. There's a much bigger debt payment that comes in February, but potentially could be swapped for stock, depending on the price of the stock. It's getting actually close to where it needs to be for that swap.
As far as the cash flow goes, when I look at the numbers, it doesn't appear to be a problem. Elon Musk says it's not a problem. I take him at his word. And he could have sold equity a year and a half ago at $370, $380 a share. People were scrambling to buy. He chose not to. He thinks he's at the point where, you have these businesses that they invest. And when they're investing, they penalize profitability. And when they're penalizing profit, when you build a paint factory and you spend $300 million on the factory and it's built for 250,000 cars a year, and you're doing 20,000 cars a year, 30,000, you're not going to be profitable with that. But all of a sudden you get it to 250,000 cars a year, you're making $150 million on a $300 million investment. Then you can double it. So you're at the point now where incremental investments are going to be incredibly profitable. They are now doing 5,000 cars a week. They're going to be able to do, the Model 3, for virtually no additional investment. They're going to get to 7,000 cars a week.
The skeptics will say that there's something funny going on, that the numbers were too good, that maybe they pulled something forward into the quarter. Was there some kind of fleet deal or something done that we don't know about?
They told Wall Street this quarter that just ended that they were hoping to produce a gross profit margin of 15% on that car, on the Model 3, and it came out over 20. And internally, they were hoping for 20, and he kept calling me, you got to cut costs here, you got to watch that. I mean, when you're building something from the ground up, it's not easy. It's not easy doing what he's done. Remarkable what he's done.
Let's talk about the news of yesterday at Tesla.
By the way, one more thing. And when he started making the Model S and Model X, those cars initially, when they were selling for over $100,000 a car, they had gross profits of 20%. Now they're in the 90s for the car, and the gross profits are 31%. So gross profits keep going up, even though the price has gone down. The same thing is going to happen with this car. I think the gross profits on the Model 3 are going to be as good as they are on the Model S and X, and I think the Model Y is going to be the best one they've ever had.
Okay, so the other thing that happened just yesterday was the announcement of the chairman of the company. This coming, of course, after he reached that settlement over his tweet for funding secured, which we should still talk about because I don't think I'd seen you since that all did get settled. Robyn Denholm is going to be the new chairman. She was the CFO at Telstra. Do you have confidence in her?
I don't know her. I've met with several directors in the past. I haven't met with her. I was told yesterday that I could talk with her next week, and I will. But I'm a fan of women. As far as executives, Mary Barr has done an amazing job. Women from Boeing has done an amazing job. The woman who works for us has done an amazing job, who runs our business. So I'm a fan of women. I think they think differently than men. That's clear. And he's done phenomenally well with Gwen Shotwell for SpaceX. And maybe she's the new space. You keep your fingers crossed. I don't know. But hopefully she's going to be like Gwen. Because you think that she's going to
come in and actually run the company eventually?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
Shotwell at SpaceX effectively is now she's the CEO, and she runs it on a daily basis.
She runs it, and Elon has input, and she says that he comes down and talk about things, and he holds the meetings for the day, and brilliant.
But this is structured the opposite way.
Well, Elon is 49. Is it 49 or 47? I think he's 49, but maybe 47. And so he's right in the prime, and so he's right in the sweet spot. And I don't see him retiring, but maybe he wants to be just the engineering guy, or maybe the new product guy, or maybe the dreamer for the business guy. I don't know. You never know.
What do you think, though, of the critique that this was a missed
But he says he wants to keep. He says he will be the last guy out of this company. Well,